Hello and welcome to the self-tape series. This is going to be very simple. I'm going to share with you a self-tape that booked me a job. I'm then going to share with you the final form or the final product of what it ended up looking like or not looking like, because sometimes you get cut and that just happens. And then I'm going to share with you some of the tips and tricks and things that I did in that audition that I think ultimately led to me booking the job. All in hopes that you're able to maybe pull something from this video or from these auditions and use them in your self-tapes to get better on your own. If you don't know who I am, my name is Hans Christopher. I am an actor and the creator of the Working Actor series, and we are on a mission to turn you into a working actor in 3 years or less. So that said, let's just dive into the tape. Okay, so this first project is for Immortality. I went out for the role of John Durick, and it was one of my favorite projects I've ever been a part of. It was such a cool experience. It took place over 3 months, so for almost 3 months, we would go to set every day. Just such an unbelievable opportunity as an actor, as an artist, and honestly, it was just such a cool experience. The whole time there was something special about it that you could just tell. It was written and directed by Sam Barlow, and it ended up being nominated for 6 BAFTAs. It won one, two Best Actor awards for both, or nominations for both Manon and Harlata, and it just was such a cool project to be a part of. So here's the audition for that, and I'll discuss it with you guys after.
Do you love it?
I like it.
I love it. Too mature is like you're dragging your past around with you. When I look at someone, I like to see their skull.
You're fucking weird.
You're weird. I will now interview the hot new director, John Durick.
Hi.
John, what is your process? How do you visualize a movie before you shoot it?
Oh, actually, I try to visualize less. I like to set up the characters and ideas and then shoot them like they're a documentary. I want to capture something alive. Now with shooting on location, we can shoot freer. So.
Do you sleep with all your actresses?
As a rule, yes, actually. I believe all artists should get to know their material.
In that case, you should fuck Carl too. Otherwise, you're just as bad as Minsky.
And we all know how that ended. Okay, enough with the camera, please.
You're just jealous. You know why they call him Drella? Dracula and Cinderella. Isn't that perfect?
We'll do one more, all right? Back to one?
One more, John. I'm fucking freezing.
Okay.
You kill me.
Action. Track. The briefs are in the shot again. We're going to need to lose them.
You got enough. We're done with this shot. No one will care whether I have briefs on. They'll be too busy looking at Marissa and Kavori.
Ruining the shot, Douglas. Okay, you lay there. I will direct.
We're done.
We're going again. Come on, let's go.
No, I think not. Never in my career have I been expected to look like this. You, sir, are not a director. You are a pervert.
Okay.
With a camera.
Okay.
I think we need a new Minsky.
Christ.
But I have an idea.
My name is John Durick. I'm 42 years old, 6'2", and I will be auditioning for the role of Minsky. Because no one else can fucking do it.
Well, I'm excited to see this new movie.
Well, you have to tell me what you think.
It must feel like a new start for you. Now, can you talk about what happened with your previous movie?
I'm sure everyone here has heard or read about it, seen the gossip, but I was making a movie up in New York.
Your first as a director?
Yes. At the time, I'd been working quite a bit as a director of photography, but this was my first, and it would have been a superb film. There was an accident on set, and an actor, Carl Greenwood, was unfortunately injured and then later died. After that, we decided it would be best for everybody involved to end the movie. so we decided not to finish it.
Now, this was also a movie that starred Marissa Marcel, and I gather put a stop to her career. She's become a recluse leader.
Well, I don't want to put words in Marissa's mouth, but I don't think recluse is accurate. I think she chose not to court celebrity. And I think that's quite normal, to be honest. It's not like I think she actually disappeared or anything. She just chose a different life.
Have you met with Marissa since that movie?
I have not.
Okay, so we're going to go to a commercial now, and after that we'll be back, and we have some amazing new music from...
Do you love it? It's my natural color.
I like it.
I love it. Too much hair is like you're dragging your past around with you. When I look at someone, I like to see their skull.
Fucking weird.
You're weird. I will now interview the hot new director, John Jurek.
Hi.
John, what is your process? How do you visualize a movie before you shoot it?
Trying to visualize less, actually. I want to set up the ideas and characters and then shoot them like a documentary. I want to capture something alive, you know? Now we can shoot on location, we can shoot freer.
Do you sleep with all your actresses?
As a rule, yes. An artist should be familiar with his material.
Well, then you should fuck Carl, too. Otherwise, you're as bad as Minsky.
We all know what happens to Minsky. Okay. Enough with the camera.
Just jealous. You know why they call him Drella? Dracula and Cinderella. Isn't that perfect?
Well, I'm excited to see this new movie.
Well, you have to tell me what you think.
Yeah, must feel like a new start for you. Can you talk about what happened with your previous movie?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone here has read about this or heard the gossip. I was making a movie in New York.
Your first as director?
Yes. At the time, I'd done quite a bit of work as a director of photography. This was my first. It would have been a superb movie. There was an accident on set, and an actor called Greenwood was unfortunately injured and later died. After that, we felt it was in everyone's best interest that we stop the movie. We decided not to finish.
And this movie also starred Marissa Marcel, and I gather it put a stop to her career. They say she's become a recluse.
I don't want to speak for Marissa, but I think recluse may be inaccurate. Because she didn't choose to court celebrity, I just think that makes her normal. I don't really think she disappeared or anything. She just chose a different life.
Have you met with Marissa since that movie?
I have not.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a commercial here, and when we come back, we will have some amazing music.
Scout, station rooftop, scene 41.
Clear. Alone on the roof, Goodman reads the note by the pink New York sunset. Sun comes up over here.
Yep.
Okay. Then he takes out a lighter, lights it, and puts it to the paper. Uncertain, guilty, almost childlike, he burns the evidence. Silhouetted against the cityscape, he waits until the flame consumes the paper and scorches his finger. and finger and mouth to assuage the burn, he heads back into the building.
You're not as handsome as Carl, but it works.
I like it.
All right. Well, that was Immortality in the role of John Durick. And I kept these glasses as a memento from the project because I felt like the glasses were pretty awesome. And funny story, one of the videos that I'm going to be releasing in a few weeks, I ended up using these glasses to book the role. And it's a whole different vibe. It's not pretty, but it's very funny. So, um, that said, these I'm gonna take these off just because they have a glare. But for that audition, there was a bunch of things that I ended up using. I get tips, tricks, things that I used in my audition that um, I ended up that are in my course. I don't know if you know, but I have a course. It's free. It's called the 30 Tape Challenge. It's 6 weeks worth of lessons of different things to dive into on your self tapes to kind of learn different things. I ended up using a bunch of them in that tape. I didn't even realize how much I ended up using, but one of the things is knowing the frame, knowing my frame. Because I knew how tight I was, I felt comfortable taking my shirt off, which I wouldn't normally do. But I wanted it because I knew we were it was an intimate scene and we had probably either just had sex or we're going to have sex. I just wanted to feel that intimacy, so I started out on the floor and I kind of positioned myself that way on purpose. And then I even, looked, I opened up the camera, which is another part of the course. I opened up the camera because I just felt right. If she was going to be picking up a handheld, I wanted my reader to move the camera a little bit to give you that sense of what was going on to make the audience feel a little more real. Now, how much that actually attributed to me booking the role or not, who knows? But and then there was also another thing. I definitely improvised into and out of some of the scenes to just make the world and make things feel more realistic. If you know me and if you've worked with me, you know that I'm a big believer of doing whatever you need to do to make the world real around you. It is the audience is going to feel and see the world through your eyes. We just have this frame to work with. And so if you are seeing and feeling and doing things in your environment, like the smoking of the cigarettes, um, then it's only going to add to them feeling and believing the story. I knew that at that time everybody smoked, and on talk shows you would watch them smoking live on the talk show. So I made that choice just because it felt like it fit the role, fit the character so much more. So that's, a prop and learning how to use the props properly to where they're not getting in the way of the scene and you're not indicating that I'm using the prop. You want it to be a part of your character and help you tell that story. So that's kind of what I did for that. So there were a lot of elements, kind of things that I used that helped me tell that story. And I think it really showed in that range. And it was such a fun project to work on. So that said, I hope there was some stuff you pulled out of this. If there's any Immortality fans, people that played the game or love the game, here's some fun facts for you. I'm gonna let you pause the tape right here, but see if you can go back and listen to the voice of the reader and place them. See if you know who that is. I'll let you pause the tape here. And if you haven't figured it out yet, the voice is Michael Otis. He's a good friend of mine. He also played Terry in the Immortality third movie that was released in the game. So that's kind of funny. He ended up booking that role maybe a month and a half before I booked John Durick, because John Durick was actually already cast. He had gotten cast first, something didn't work out with him, and then I was able to get in for the project. And thankfully, luckily, I ended up getting the role. And the rest is history. So that said, I hope there was something you could pull from this and use it. If you have any questions on this, feel free to ask in the comments below. And if you're interested, download the 30 tape challenge, or not download, sign up for the 30 tape challenge. It's completely free. And if you want to take it further, I have a community where I coach. I do a live coaching every week. I release tools that we use, things like this that we're talking about here. And we also do reviews for self tapes. We have a self tape jam session that we're starting up on Fridays. Anyone who just wants to put it up and play. There's a ton of stuff in the community. Get in. The price is going to be going up at the end of the month. So if you want to get grandfathered in at the price that it's at now, you can just click on the link below and do that. That said, I look forward to the next tape. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. Maybe Walking Dead, maybe Animal Kingdom. I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. And I will see you next week.